The film begins by showing the main character, whose name is Hannah. She was taking food with her mom and dad at this time. Her mom Hannah says something that she doesn't like. She gets angry, and she starts rubbing her nails on her finger. Because it was her habit, often when she is angry or confused, she starts rubbing her nails on her finger like this. Now this thing was not so special, but then there was a problem in her stomach. Something in her stomach started pushing the stomach out. Not only that, because of which Hannah is very confused, she also gets scared. In the problem, as soon as she rubbed her hand on her stomach, everything was fine, because of which she also does not pay much attention to this thing. After that, in the next scene, we see Hannah in her own house. That is, she stays away from her mom and dad. Hannah's friend had come to meet her here. After sleeping at night, when Hannah was getting ready in the morning, in the same place on the stomach where there was a pulse, she was shivering, and she suddenly started to feel pain. Along with that, a big mark is formed at that place. But after becoming normal, Hannah ignored this thing and went to work. It was found that she works for a very big fashion designer. Her job was to make the best dress. But nowadays, her boss is not very happy with Hannah's design. And today, while pressing the button, she was putting blood on a dress, because of which her boss got very angry. And Hannah gets a lot of scolding, due to which that poor girl gets very upset. She went to the bathroom, where there was again a pulse and a push in her stomach. This time, there was a lot of Uber as well. Along with that, there was a cone as well, which makes her very upset. Then her friend also came here, who was very close to Hannah, but for now, she does not tell her anything. Hannah's friend used to support her everywhere. She used to encourage her. And even today, by making her upset, she says, "Let's go to the party, so that your mood gets better." Hannah says that not today, we will go to the party someday, because today I have to go to my friend's house. We will stay there all night, and we will spend time together. Here, we got to know that Hannah's friend and her friend, whom she used to like, both knew each other for a long time. Through this Hannah met her, and later, they became close. Now, when Hannah came to her friend's house, she started talking to her about her family. When these two were sitting close, suddenly Hannah started having pain in the place where there was a mark. That thing again started pushing the stomach, and Hannah felt very scared. She was afraid that this movement, push, and mark might be seen by my friend. That's why she tells her that I am not well, but I am going. Her friend got scared about what happened to her suddenly. He asks, did she make any mistakes? Hannah said that no, I am just not feeling well. If she leaves from here, in a while, she reached her house, where she had to design a nice dress for her. But she was so scared that she did not get any good ideas. She got very upset. She was fed up with this situation. With this, she started having pain in the place where there was a mark on her stomach. Again, it started pushing, which increased so much that now the stomach had increased to a great extent. And now, we see a very shocking scene. A small creature starts coming out of her stomach from the place where there is a mark, which was looking very ugly, seeing that Hannah gets up. I was surprised that he could even speak. Here, after telling Hannah a lot of things, he says bad things. And now she has failed in making the design of the dress. He also makes her do this thing. Now Hannah did not believe her eyes. She got so scared that she also fainted. After a while, when she came to her senses, she was still very scared. This thing seemed like a bad dream to her. But when she sees the creature lying next to her, she locks it in the closet for now. On the mark where the creature had come out of the stomach, she bandaged the wound. As she takes care of herself, she gets back to work again. This time, she has a very good idea. By making a good design, she makes a beautiful dress through it, which her boss also liked a lot. He praises Hannah, with which she became very happy. Now, when Hannah was talking to her friend, she started bleeding from her wound, which her friend had seen. When she asked about this, Hannah replied that I have an allergy. Soon, I am going to the skin doctor. I will get her treated for my allergy. After a while, Hannah came to the skin doctor to get a checkup, which starts checking her mark. She asks Hannah, are you using any beauty products, or any cream, lotion, etc., with which you have this allergy? Hannah replies, no, I have not used anything like that. The doctor says that this is not an allergy. After checking a little more, she thinks. Then she says that this is a problem of dual DNA. That is, 2 DNAs in one person at a time. Means when you were about to be born in your mother's womb, then you did not let your twin sister or brother be born. In fact, you captured it inside you, because of which this mark is there. This is a problem, but not so big. Often, this happens to people. Hannah, who was already very scared because of her nature, she asks, so can my twin sister or brother, who I have captured inside me, Can he come out of this mark? The doctor says, no, this never happens. That is, no matter what happens, he cannot come out. After hearing this, she was very scared, because this thing had already happened to her. Hannah went to a bar with her friend to party. In the meantime, she also sent many messages to her friend, and calls too, but he does not answer. When these two were sitting, Hannah saw my friend is messaging this friend again and again. Seeing this, she got very angry. Her heart broke. He is busy with her, ignoring me. The thing to notice here was, whenever Hannah was worried or angry, then that creature used to move in her stomach when he was inside, and now that he has come out. So this time Hannah's anger, on being worried, he starts moving in the closet, with which this thing became clear here. Hannah's feelings, emotions, are emotionally attached. That is, whenever she feels something like this, the creature also does something then. Now, when she comes home, she sees, my creature has now come out of the closet. He was sitting down, which now starts coming out after seeing Hannah. By now, his hands and feet had also come out, and he had already grown a little. He tells Hannah here, that is your friend whom you love. He does not talk to you, but talk to your friend. Even now, they are still together. Hearing this, Hannah starts feeling bad. Now, by worrying her, the creature started laughing at him, says, but I can help you, with which everything will be fine. When he moved forward, then Hannah starts looking into his eyes. She is lost somewhere. It felt like as if she is being hypnotized. That is, she is losing her consciousness. But in the meantime, her mom's call came. As soon as she paid attention to the phone bell, she becomes normal again. She came to her senses. And now, by giving the creature so much of herself, she got angry. She puts something in her head and eliminates it, with which he becomes unconscious. After a while, she came to her senses, so Hannah took him to the basement. She leaves him there and starts coming back. The creature says, you can never get rid of me. Then you can try as much as you want. But ignoring her words, Hannah comes out of there and comes home. Here, her mom called again, which she picks up this time. She started asking her mom, was I having a twin sister or brother when I was about to be born? But her mom clearly refuses. She tells Hannah that we are having a party, in which you are also born. Now Hannah, who is already in a lot of tension, she starts rubbing her nose against her finger. Then I knocked at her door. Hannah checked. Then there were her two friends, who had come to pick her up, because they were going out somewhere. Seeing both of them together, Hannah feels very bad. She already had a doubt. Something is going on between them. So today her doubt increases even more. She was angry. That's why she refuses to go with them. And she says that you both go. She did this. She didn't insist on going with him even once. They quietly leave from there. Hannah now searches on the internet about dual DNA, where she finds out about a group of people. We all had a dual DNA problem, and they had made a separate place for themselves. Now it is a matter of taking the address of that place. Hannah goes there. She comes to an empty building, and when she goes to the secret basement there, then she finds the group of people there. Who likes Hannah? I was going through a dual DNA problem. And that creature, which came out of everyone, it is called an appendage, which is also the name of this film. Knowing this, Hannah is satisfied that I am not alone, whose creature is there. In fact, they are more like me. The old man is sitting there, starts telling about his appendage, that my creature is such, that by hurting people, it benefits itself, and everyone's appendage comes out of their mark. It should be said, it is born from there, and it is such a disease which has no cure. The reason for this is dual DNA, Hannah said. We should go to the doctor, the old man replies. Yes, a man had left. But why the doctors? I didn't find that thing. So various experiments were done with that man. Because of this, he was eliminated. If we also go, then the same thing will be done with us. So it is better that we should stay hidden. Further, the old man explains, that appendage feeds on its host, that is, from which it comes out. It feeds on it. That is, it is said that it uses that person as food. It lives on its strength. It hypnotizes its host in some way, weakens its mind and body. By doing this, that appendage creature grows itself, keeps growing, also powerful. And yes, we can't eliminate our appendage, because it is obvious. It has come out of us. So because of this, we are connected in a way, and the appendage remembers the feelings of its host, suffering, sorrow, trouble, tension, then take advantage of it. We always tie our appendages, Keep it hidden from everyone. Also, we have a special medicine injection, with the help of which we can keep the appendage weak and unconscious for a long time. Now, after taking all this information and the injection, Hannah starts going from there, but then she meets a girl named Claudia, who was from this group, and she stops Hannah and starts talking to her. Then she takes her to her house for coffee, where she talks a little, and that's how they became friends. Now, Claudia, she had tied her appendage in one place, which was making a lot of noise at that time. Hannah says, "Why didn't you give the injection to your appendage?" She says, "Not because sometimes I feel that is what is wrong," which Hannah makes her understand. "But we have to do this, because of this appendage. Keeps us in front of our evil, annoys us. It makes us a kind of joke, which is obvious. Negative thoughts come inside us. Whose appendage takes advantage? So according to me, this thing is more wrong." So now Claudia goes to calm her appendage. Hannah came to her house. Her appendage says, "I can help you, with which everything will be fine. If you keep listening to me, then everything will be fine." But Hannah, not listening to any of her, injects her, which made her unconscious. At night, Hannah, she starts her work, starts making the design of the dress, where her friend comes to meet her, seeing whom she becomes unconscious. She says, "I and your friend, I was talking about you." Hearing this, Hannah got angry. She starts doubting again, suddenly said, "That you both, behind my back, do the wrong work alone, and I don't know what you make me talk about," saying which, she threw her friend out of the house. Then the next day, when she went to work, there too was her friend. She argues over something. After a few days, she went to meet Claudia. She tells her, "That was when I was in college. Then once I hit my car somewhere, so that I die." Meaning, that thing. I went to take my life, because since childhood, I used to feel there is some defect in me, there is some flaw, which Claudia explains to her, that no, there is nothing like that, but you are normal, and absolutely fine. Hannah then says, "There is fear inside me, trouble, and my hesitation on everything. Maybe it could be because of this. I have been thinking negatively about myself since childhood." Claudia tells the same secret, that I often talk to my appendix, which tells me such things, which are proven to be true, like, she told, "My husband is cheating on me." And this thing was also proved to be true. Look, if you use the appendix properly, then it will become your one personal thing, which always, along with giving you good advice, I will tell you such things, which will be true. But yes, in this thing, I have to pay a little attention. That's somewhere in the appendix. You don't get so lost. It will hypnotize you completely, black out their weakness. Otherwise, after this, he can do it, whatever he wants with you, and he will start growing. He will keep growing, will keep getting stronger, when you will keep getting weaker. After coming home, she tries to talk to her appendix, on which he calls her close, tells her, "That's your two friends, have made their relationship. They love each other, and no one loves you." As soon as she says this, he completely hypnotizes her, because of which she blacked out, which shouldn't have happened. Now, as soon as this happens, she becomes unconscious, because of the appendix, by making her weak. I was getting stronger, and now, as soon as she comes to her senses, that is the appendix, has gone from here. She looks for it everywhere, in which her mom called. She says, "Come and take your food." Now, although she was worried because of the appendix, she felt weak, but still, she goes to her parents' house. Here is what we noticed. That is her appendix, is hidden there. On the way, she calls Claudia, tells everything. She starts asking for help, on which Claudia answers her, that yes, I will meet you in a while. Come to my house. Now, as soon as she reached her parents' house, but after going there, her health, it becomes so bad that she vomits on food. So here, her argument. It also happens with her mom. She immediately left there. After coming out, she calls Claudia again and asks her to come to her house. Come a little early. I am very sick. When she came inside, her health, it starts getting worse, which is obvious because of her appendix. And now, her appendix, he comes very close to her, which was looking very scary. And now, compared to before, it had increased a lot. She says a lot of bad things to Hannah, creates a negative thought inside her, because of which she also got worried, got scared, and starts thinking negatively. By doing this, because she had broken Hannah mentally, so she was successful in her plan. And now, she starts feeding Hannah with her tongue. After a while, she becomes Hannah's form, and becomes Appendix Hannah. Obviously, she had completely fed the real Hannah. So, because of her becoming powerful, Hannah becomes very weak. And now Claudia also comes here. We got shocking information. She is not the real Claudia. In fact, her Appendix Claudia, which also feeds the real Claudia, and took her form. And that day, who was making noise in the house? It was no one else but the real Claudia, because of which this Appendix has kept her captive. Now this Appendix is so clever that she, by telling a lie to her host, weakens her. Because of Claudia's Appendix had lied that her husband is cheating, whereas actually, there was nothing like that. The Hannah case, which the Appendix said, that's her two friends, are in love. This is also a lie. In fact, this was just to fool Hannah. Appendix's plan. Now these two Hannahs and Claudia Appendix together, close the door to the real Hannah in the basement. And because Appendix Hannah, I was connected to the real Hannah, so now it was necessary to keep her alive. This plan has been made, that after a few days, Appendix Hannah, I will find someone else. Then we will finish with the real Hannah. Appendix Hannah messages her two friends with an apology, because of which her female friend, I was very surprised, so she immediately goes to meet her, where she hears a strange noise came from the basement. When she goes to check, then on the door, both Appendix come and stand. Here is Appendix Hannah, by lying to her, stops her from going inside, and says, now you go from here. Seeing her behavior, her friend is very surprised. She is in trouble, because Hannah, until now, with her, she had not been treated like this. When she started keeping an eye on her, then she notices, that is me and Hannah. We had a similar tattoo on our arms, which was not on Hannah's arm, which she understood. This is not my friend Hannah, but someone else. So she did it secretly, goes to the basement and checks, where she finds the real Hannah. His condition was very bad. Seeing Hannah like this, she lost her mind, and now she quickly brings her to the hospital, and because of both, we had a very deep friendship, so their relationship becomes good again. Now both are in the Appendix, comes to the same group, to whom Hannah had come. It is known, these are not real people, but appendices, who have to weaken their own host. After feeding them, they have taken their form, and I have been imprisoned somewhere, and now they are taking their form, and living their lives. And then a day will come. When will they finish their host? They keep clapping here, for the Appendix, here, their heads tell. Now I have found a new way in which we can feed anyone other than our host, so that we can grow more, become stronger, and those other people will be such who are not happy in their lives. That means they must have negative thoughts all the time. They are worried, scared, they are nervous, they will be sad about something. And taking advantage of these things, we will feed them. Here, the head shows everyone a boy whom he had tied here. He tells that his brother has died, because of which he remains sad. This thing, it breaks him mentally and emotionally. The thing I feed, hearing which, all the appendices becomes very happy, because from now on, all this, he was going to do it. Appendix goes to her friend, whereas in the hospital, she tells the nurse about the report, which was absolutely fine, but she also says that you will stay here. I was in the hospital for a few more days. Appendix Helena's friend, when he went to the other room, his tooth breaks, because of which she got worried. Immediately, she calls Claudia and tells her about this. Then Appendix Claudia tells her that is the real Hannah was freed, which is now in the hospital and is getting better. Along with that, the brain and emotionally, both are getting stronger. This is the reason that means Appendix Hannah is getting weak, because of both of you are still together. As we know that by feeding the appendix, it grows, becomes strong. When its host is sad and worried, has a negative thought in his mind, on a mental note and emotional level, it breaks. But now, because of the real Hannah, has a friend. So because of this, it was getting better. Very happy too. That was the reason for weakening the appendix. Hannah Claudia tells her that you feed it to someone else. So now she starts feeding it to her friend, because of which her mom was sad to die. In the hospital, both are friends. Think of their male friend. That is, he is in trouble. That is why both of them immediately come to Henna's house, where Appendage, Claudia, attacks Henna, but these two friends somehow control it and give it that injection, because of which it falls unconscious there. Then these two go to the room where his appendix Henna feeds on its friend. Now, if this feeding process is completed, then first, their friend will be eliminated, and then appendix Henna will eliminate the real Henna too, because until now, both were connected. That is why Henna removes its tongue, because of which the feeding process stopped. Henna and her friend's life is saved. But now, appendix Henna talks to the real Henna and tries to be emotional, so that it comes in emotions and breaks. But now, because of this, Henna is very strong. That is why it is able to control itself and gives it injection, and it also makes it conscious, because of which, slowly, it will become weak. Then it will become very small. It will not die, but its size, forever, will remain small. And this time, it will not be dangerous either. This will be a small creature like before, because of which Henna will not be affected. Now, Henna and her friend saves the real Claudia and sets her free. Along with that, its appendix also becomes small, and that too will not be dangerous. Now, Henna and her friend, she leaves her job and starts her work. This time, Henna changed a lot. She had positive thoughts, confidence, because of which her relationship with everyone became good. She thinks, that is, however I am, I should accept myself like this. Then, with this thought, she starts to be happy. She was taking care of her appendix, like a small baby, hiding from everyone. Now from the story, we understood that is the appendix. Negative thoughts, worries, sorrow, tension, pain, and there are many such feelings, which are inside every human being. And it is obvious, this makes a person weak, but we can compare them in such a way that we can control these feelings. That is, always, positive thoughts. Keep the tension out of your mind, and stay relaxed, because of which, the appendix of the story, that is, these are bad feelings, will not overpower us. We will be absolutely fine. With this message, this movie story ends here. Thank you.